Hey everyone, it's Kerry Ann here from Shabby Art Boutique. I'm popping in with a really quick, easy and fun project. Now this project is from the new Belle Vintage French Rose kit that I came out on Etsy a couple of weeks ago. And it's so little, it fits inside this basic square envelope. So this is a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch square envelope. Well, that's 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And it is just the cutest, get out of the way, little pop-up card. So you see it's all three-dimensional. It does fold flat, so you can post it. On the back, there's a cute little area that you can write in. On the front, there's some sentiments. They come in the kit. I'll be showing you the full kit in a moment, but it does come with three different. Actually, I'll reach over and get them. There's another one that's congratulations, and there's another one that says thinking of you. So they can go on the front, but you don't have to use those. You can do whatever you like. The butterfly and everything comes in it. So they're really, really cute. And I've got another one here somewhere. Oh, under here, underneath the envelope. Here we go. This one's got the thinking of you on it. Aren't they just the cutest? And I love it. See, they fold flat, completely flat. So you can easily post them. But then they pop out to be a gorgeous little bunch of flowers. You might remember back in September in the Handmade Club, we had the one with the little hedgehog in it, which was the same design idea. So you've got a little bit on the back to write on, and then you've got your cute little posy of flowers. So let me just show you how quick and easy they are to make. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so let's have a look at how we make them. In your printable, you'll have 3 sheets of paper. The first one is the actual front, or actually the outside of your card. So everything is already there, even your score lines are there ready for you. Okay, I've put in a second sheet of paper, which is this script paper, to put on the back, because that's what will show on the inside of your card. You don't have to use that paper at all. You could use any paper that you have in your collection. You could even leave it white if you prefer. If you've got the Belle Vintage French Rose collection, there's a heap of papers in there, I think 24 in all. So you could choose any one of those paper and they all coordinate with this colour scheme. So that's your first page. That makes your actual envelope card. The second page is your fussy cuts. So I'll just show that there, you can see it. I've given you quite a few flowers. You don't have to use them all. A variety of leaves and the butterfly and the bow. I've also popped in 3 sentiment banners. So just happy birthday, thinking of you, and congratulations. You don't have to use a banner, of course. You could put a lovely a bow on the front of it, or just the butterfly like I did on the first card. It's up to you. You can do whatever you like. This is just a really quick, simple project. So I'll just move those out of the way. So the first step you're going to do, obviously, is cut all those things out. So you print and then you cut. So let's get all our little fussy cuts out of the way. We don't need those right this minute. So you've got your actual card. Oh, stuck to there. So you've cut that out. We've got our script to sign on the other side. Then you're just going to score on the lines. Now, no one wants to sit here and watch me score lines. We all know how to score lines. So they're actually already drawn on there very faintly in pink. You won't see them when you score them. They'll be in the furrow of the score line. So you just score those 4 lines, and then you're going to make your card shape. It's really, as I said, really straightforward. The shape. There we go. Just make sure that's right. So that's the little tab, the last little one. That's going to go on here. And that forms you can look down on that. You can see that forms your envelope box. Okay. Now you just need to glue that tab down. I use white glue. You could use the stick glues. I don't particularly like those. I don't think they stick very well. I'm always a white glue person. Other people will of course use glue. Hot glue guns. They're not my favourite either, but you know, each to their own. I just use a little bit of white glue. I'm just going to do this really quick. I'm not going to be really fussy because we don't want to be here for ages. You all know I'm a bit of a perfectionist. It's just me. It's who I am. It's how I craft. But no one wants to watch that, I'm sure. So just glue that in place. So we've now made our little box. Okay. in the other, on that first page, there was also this little strip. It's got 2 little score lines on it. Just bend those over. This is going to form a little, I don't know what you really call it, a little extra strip. It's going to sit in here like that. And it's going to give you somewhere extra to give you dimension to put your flowers on. So you can put the flowers on the backing, on the inside here, on the outside, and also on this little strip. So I've bent up those little tabs. Let me just put a little bit of glue on there. Good thing about white glue also is you have a bit of time to play around with it. It doesn't stick instantly. So I'll just put that in here. About, let's try and get a little bit level. Sorry if my hands are in the way there. Just going to hold that in place so it sticks for a minute. Oh goodness me, that's just not going where I want it to go. That's, as I said, the good thing about white glue is you can move it around. So can you see that now? We've got that extra little piece in there. So it's moving around because it's still wet. I'm just going to put that down there. So leave it flat for a second so it dries, okay? And while that's drying, we're just going to look at the flowers. So you can choose which sentiment you're going to use. I'm just going to do a thinking of you on this one. So we'll get that out, move the other ones out of the way. Put all our flowers, all little roses. I'm going to also use a butterfly on this one. Just put all those over out of the way. So the other piece that was on your front page is going to be the front of the box. So we can do that now even while it's drying. So that's going to sit on here. Now it's going to blend in because I've actually lined it up with the check when I was making it. But once we actually distress the edges of it, it'll stand out more. So distressing, this is up to you how much you use. I'm a real shabby person. I only use a little bit. I don't do it too dark. I've just done it quite dark there then, but it's not my intention. It's going to be probably covered up anyway. Just be gentle with this because it is still a little bit wet. It's drying. So yeah, as I say, it's up to you how much you put on. Some people like a lot. They like that real vintage look. That's just not me. And before I actually do it up there, what I am going to do is I'm going to use my punch and take out the top of that point. Now, that's optional. I just like that rounded edge on the top, but you can leave it pointed if you like that. Oops. So these little cards, look, they're fantastic. They, as I said, they fit in just to a normal standard 5.5 inch envelope. They can go flat. They make great happy mail as well. You can see that's going to go there. Actually, I want to put just a bit more in there. There we go. And they're such a quick little project. If you're doing several at the same time, they come together really, really quick. So I'm just off camera here putting my glue on. My front piece. It's just going to go on there. Just push it down to make sure it's in the right spot. Now, if Nicola was doing this, of course, she'd have that hot glue gun out here and she would whip that up really quick. I wish I could be more like her, but I'm such a fuss pot. Okay. And I'm going to use the thinking of you and I'm going to put it on the front there. So I might even actually put that on now, I think. So the other thing I'm going to use is just some foam tape. Now, remembering, if you're going to put this in some happy mail and you need it to be fairly flat, so it's going to fold flat like that, you don't want to use too much foam tape, so it's not going to be completely flat. If you're actually going to put it on, say, if you could put a little eyelet in here and put a ribbon on it and hang it on the front of a gift, you could actually put like paper flowers, silk flowers and things on the front. You could really build it up and be quite lovely. So it just depends what you're going to use it for. So I'm just going to get a little bit of foam tape. couple of little bits on there. Now I might put just a little piece in the middle. Might put it there at the bottom of it. I did this the other day with one, and then I wanted to pop a flower in behind it, and I couldn't get it in because the foam tape was there. Oh, it's sticking to me. Right. Just sort of line that up there. The foam tape just holds it out a little bit there. Just gives it a little bit of dimension. Okay, now my butterfly, I'm going to just give it a little bit of shape just with my fingers. I may put it just in there. So I'll put that on last, of course, but I'm just sort of looking at where that's going to go. So, get all our flowers out. I know I'd like to have these, because they're quite dainty with the stalks there. I'm going to put that up in here. Just put a little bit of glue on those. There we go. Okay. So it's just a matter of building it up. Just sort of roughly working out where we want these flowers to go. The idea is we're going to use that little support in the middle there to put some on there to bring it out a bit further. And then I kind of fill it in with the rest of them with the foam tape. I'm just going to get a couple of these on. A little bit too much glue's come out there. Just use a little spreader. Smooth that out. There we go. Under this one I might tuck a little green leaf. So with the leaves, if you just sort of bend them in the middle a little bit, use your fingers just to give them some shape. Just makes it more interesting. I've got the glue left on there. I'm just popping that underneath before I put the flowers on. Oops. Okay, so this one I'm going to pop up on some foam tape just to give it that bit more dimension. Some tape on there. So I'm just using two pieces there, one on top of the other, just to make it a little bit higher. Just slide that in there. Like so. So you can see already how that's just given it, I don't know if you can see there on camera, it just gives it some more dimension. But you can still fold it flat. So get some of these in here maybe, like that. How many more have we got left here? This and this. Let's stick that just down in here. Might put that one on there, I think. Okay. So there's no right or wrong with this, guys. You just, you know, where you want to put them is going to be fine. You can fill in little blank spots with leaves. So I've just used a bit of foam tape. Goodness me. Here we go. That's a bit better. So I've popped it on the inside of the card there. Into the box, I should say. I've got room to pop this one in here. So our layers are starting to build up, which are lovely. You'll see when we start adding some leaves in as well, they give some more dimension. Here's my spreader. Actually, I might just use my stylus to get in there and push that down. So getting some leaves in there. Just using my stylus to get in there so I don't knock the flowers while they're drying. It's starting to take shape with some leaves in there as well. I've got 2 more flowers left. And I'm going to have the butterfly over here. So I might get a rose in there and a rose in here, I think. I'll put some tape on the back of this one. Where's my bone tape? So if you're doing a few of these at once, it would take you no time. Seriously, you could just, while the glue's drying on one, you could start on the next one. And pop that there. Okay. And get a leaf in there as well. Right, I've still got a few leaves to go in here. I'm going to be making a few of these for my mother-in-law. She's just, she lives in another state, so we don't get to see her very often. She's just gone into a nursing home. And with all the COVID lockdown, she's constantly sort of in lockdown, so no one can even visit her down in Melbourne. So thought how nice to be able to send her a nice little card every week with a quick little letter in it. We find it hard to talk to her on the phone because she's deaf, so the phone's sort of a no-go as well. So it makes it really hard for us living in another state, being able to talk to her. I think I could probably get these in here. Oh, I can. So as I said, there's no right or wrong. It's just wherever you want to place things. If you do have some gaps, there's always something else you can stick in there, a little bit of ribbon or a bit of tulle, a bit of muslin. There's all sorts of ways to fill it all in. Just remembering though, we do want it to still be able to fold flat. So I was going to continue on putting on some leaves, so I'll come back in a second when I've done that. Okay, so I've added in the last of those leaves. Our envelope still folds flat either way to go into the envelope. So I've still got a little spot there, and I'm going to do the butterfly just quickly. Glue up the butterfly just a little bit, just to give it a bit of sparkle. I'm just using some, it's just some glamour dust I've got, Deco Glamour dust. I use that quite a lot. I like the sparkle on it. It's not too much. Just using a little spreader just to spread out a little bit of white glue on there so we can give it a little bit of sparkle. They're the little things that just elevate your projects. So I've put a piece of paper underneath it so I can save the glitter that's left over. We don't waste any. Just a little sprinkle, just a little bit. There we go. So just a little bit of sparkle on it. Just leave that for a second to dry. Look at our little butterfly. I think he's drying there. Still a little bit wet. That's okay. I'm just going to pop it on here. Just give a little bit of, got a bit of glue there left on my spreader, so I'll just pop that on there. That should be enough, I think. Anyway, just put it in there. I'm just going to grab my, where's my stylus gone? Just so I can press that down without putting my fingers in the wet glue. So we'll just leave that to dry so it still folds flat that way or that way. Probably that way. Obviously to go in an envelope we have to fold it that way so the butterfly doesn't get knocked off. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. So as you can see, they don't take very long to make, and you've got lots of options to do different things with them. I'll show you a couple more that I've got, but just remind you that that's just a basic envelope, 5.5, 14 centimeters. So 5.5 by 5.5, or 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And as you can see that it fits in there quite easily. Even with a bit of bulk, you can still fit that in there. So they make great little cards to send off to friends and family, and also to pop in your happy mail. So I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks everyone.